One SK Hynix quarter is set to earn more than all of last year, a projected 64 trillion Korean won's one operating profit. Markets closed 3 hours ago, and Seoul's biggest print of the quarter is now less than 24 hours away. Also tonight, Visa beat, Apple launched a $17.99 monthly iPhone lease, and CrowdStrike's backlog crossed $8.8 billion. Let's start with SK Hynix, reporting Wednesday at 9 a.m. Seoul time, which is Tuesday 8 p.m. Eastern here. A 14 brokerage consensus targets operating profit of 64.1 trillion Korean wons, or about $43.7 billion. That would be a 596% jump year over year, powered by high bandwidth memory demand tied to the AI build-out. The kicker, this one quarter's expected profit alone exceeds SK Hynix's entire fiscal 2025 operating profit of 47.2 trillion Korean wons. So the fundamentals are roaring, but the stock is not celebrating. The Nasdaq American Depository share, ticker SKHY, closed Monday at $143.02. That is 4% below the $149 IPO price from July 10, and the lowest level since the $26.5 billion debut. A blowout is already priced in, so Wednesday's real story is guidance, product mix, and the second half outlook. Our preview lays out 3 specific questions the market wants answered on that call. Now to Visa. After the bell today, fiscal Q3 net revenue came in at $11.6 billion, up 14% year over year. That topped the $11.40 billion street consensus, and it grew 13% in constant dollar terms. Non-GAAP earnings per share landed at $3.32, up 11% and above the $3.22 estimate. Payment volume rose 10%, and cross-border volume excluding intra-Europe jumped 13%. Visa processed 71.7 billion transactions during the quarter. And here is the fun one, cross-border transactions in US, Canada, and Mexico host cities rose about 20% during the FIFA World Cup window. Cross-border spend carries higher yield than domestic swipes, the 13% jump is the number that matters most. Visa also repurchased $4.9 billion of its own stock in Q3. Apple made a strategic move today, launching Apple Upgrade, a lease-to-own device program built in partnership with Klarna. The entry point is $17.99 a month for an iPhone. The program covers iPhone, Apple Watch, Mac, and iPad sold in Apple stores, the Apple Store app, and on Apple.com. It fully replaces both the iPhone Upgrade program and iPhone payments, which Apple is now officially discontinuing. The bet, lower monthly friction plus Klarna's checkout flow to keep upgrade cycles moving in a saturated US smartphone market. CrowdStrike released its fiscal Q1 for the year ending January 2027, the 3 months ended April 30, 2026. Revenue climbed 25.6% year over year against the same quarter of 2025, still growing at a mid-20s clip. Remaining performance obligations, the multi-year revenue backlog, hit $8.8 billion, signaling customers are still locking in long-term contracts. Pipeline operator ONEOK saw Q1 operating income rise 17% to $1.428 billion from $1.220 billion a year ago. But free cash flow collapsed to just $70 million as capital spending jumped 37%. The takeaway, big infrastructure builds are swallowing the operating gains, cash conversion is the number to watch here. Water and pool play Pentair signed a $1.4 billion deal to acquire Taco Group Holdings. Taco brings hydronic HVAC and data center water solutions. The data center angle is the real strategic prize here. Meanwhile, Pentair's Q2 revenue dropped 17% to $932.6 million on a roughly $170 million pool channel inventory correction. Even so, adjusted EPS of $1.14 beat consensus by 2 cents. One last one, Nvidia and Microsoft on Monday helped launch the Open Secure AI Alliance, a 37-member group. The mission, build and share open-source tooling for AI-era cyber defense, a potential tailwind for the whole security stack. What to watch at tomorrow's Open, how US traders position SKHY, Nvidia, and Micron ahead of SK Hynix's Wednesday morning print in Seoul. For every number in context and the full analysis on each of these stories, head to LineVestNews.com and subscribe to LineVest Daily for the morning brief.